absolutely destroys this composition right here without the Zealots in there to tank any of the damage, but just look how quickly he can relocate back around. It's a shorter distance for him to go around here than it is for me to go here. Now, I really don't know quite what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, maybe he won't try to go back in. I completely missed it. And he's going to get right inside my base. So this game is just a back and forth. Who can get into each other's bases quicker? I'm producing a lot of units, and now he pulls out because I think he's assuming my troops are there, but he should have pushed in. He could have killed so many workers. It's absolutely ridiculous. But while I'm doing this, continuing to try to spread my creep, he's expanding behind his pressure. Good play. Harvester count basically equal, although I do have my expansion up and running. I've got these spines trying to get these guys finished. I want them up before this push comes in here. Right now I'm trying to relocate my troops as quickly as I can. That spine goes up. This spine gonna finish. That's gonna be enough to deter him with my Hydras off of that point. And he's gonna push back right now and more than likely just try to defend up and get this expansion up and running as far as that goes. And for myself, if we go over to the production tab right here, I'm producing more workers, more overlords because I'm supply capped, and I'm going to try to produce more queens because I'm going to try to spread creep as effectively as I can. What I'm going to do is, I think we're both going to play the econ game for just a little bit right here, and I'm moving my spines up and I'm dropping a third spine right here in the front and trying to get my creep over here, so at least if I'm going to be pressured, I can see it and I can attempt to react to it, and the spines will make me feel a little less leery about moving my entire army. In fact, if we check out the army tab right now, we're very even. Food count only favoring me by 1 food, and this could be anyone's game at this point. Going back to the income tab, we're both neck and neck as far as harvesters go, and he's chrono boosting out more and more probes, just getting those guys out. The production tab says I'm making a spire right now, and I'm researching groove spines, so I'm going to be trying to transition away from these Hydras, and it's not that I do not like Hydra, they're a great unit, but if he's going to do what I think he's going to do, and let's see if I spotted this. So I do not know about his Robo Bay yet, but this is basically what I'm assuming. He knows that I have Hydras out in the field, so he's probably not going to lay down a Stargate, but knowing that I have that, Colossus is the perfect counter for this. Now, he's got an Overseer. No. Oh, God, what are they called? An Observer. And I'm actually going to get one of my units sniped right there, and it's just damn force fields, but I got my Lings in. They're working their way on those Stalkers. He just lost so many Stalkers, and now that he's got nothing but Zealots without charge, he needs to pull back. That's not a good position for him to be in. Lost so many Stalkers. That was not a good exchange on his part. And then, right there for me, I only lost 1 Spinecrawler. Even if, you lose a Spinecrawler, that thing tanked, what, 15, 20 shots? Well, it has the lowest DPS out of just about everything in my group right there. But going back to the income tab right now, he is soaring ahead at 47 workers to my measly little 35, so I need to produce more drones, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And this is one of the things that can really feel maybe imbalanced against Zerg sometimes, just the fact that I have the ability to almost instantly close that gap. When it comes to Harvesters, I'm researching +1 weapons and 1 Mutalisk coming out, and that's because I'm supply capped. And now that I'm unsupply capped, I'm dumping out for 6 more Mutas, got more Zerglings out and running. 42 Harvesters is quite a bit light, but I decided not to fully saturate this one just because some of these patches will be empty pretty soon, although should have fully saturated them anyway just so they would be empty sooner. And I just have this really bad problem about building enough drones. So kids, if you want to learn how to play StarCraft and learn how to play it well, I think I could teach you decent unit control, I think I could teach you build orders and strategies, but I cannot teach you when to build drones and when to build units, because if I would have been droning, I could have such a bigger army right now. A common theme throughout my videos, check them out. So, he's moving out right here, and again, very Zealot heavy, very few Stalkers. And if these Zealots had charge, I actually want to check it out and see. No, there's not even the Templar Archives up and running, so no charge that I need to worry about. We have Extended Thermal Lance on the way, we have a Colossus being trained right now. Sorry about the untactical pause. And he's going to start working away on this hatchery, and I'm going to be able to pull off the cancel, lose the drone, and going over to the army tab right now, armies again, neck and neck, they are so close to each other, but I think in terms of this fight, I'd have the better composition with some Lings, heavy Hydra, and Mutalisks, and got my Queens out here. They actually kind of gotten away from their base, and he's going to kill my creep right there, that asshole. I hate it when they do that. It's so annoying. You spend so much time and love putting your creep out on the field, only to have it blown away by this silly little observer. But they're cool units, and the protests definitely deserve to have them. So my Changeling just died, and now I know, going back to this, that there's a Colossi out on the field. He probably has Extended Thermal Lance, and if he gets up, and if supply capped himself right there, haha, but if he gets up, a few more of this Colossus, all of a sudden my composition does not look so good anymore, but that's why I'm continuing just to funnel the Mutalisks out, funnel the Zerglings, and just try to get away from these bigger units like the Hydras right here. But it's also going to come down to positioning, so the more creep that I have, I can choose my battle. I'm actually going to be trying to take this expansion down here again. This is +1 ground weapons going down, and I've actually got level 2 weapons being researched for my mutas, so I'm definitely committing to an air attack right here, and I'm surprised he didn't wait for this Colossus to finish. It seems a little bit preemptive on that, but only one Colossus. If we check this out right here, this is what it's really going to come down to in this battle, is the positioning right here. So, coming up on here, I really don't know what I'm going to tell you guys about this battle, because my plan is to flank him, try to get a decent surround right here with my Hydras and give them as much firing room as possible. Get the Zerglings in there and let the Mutas just wail away while my Spine Crawlers tank some DPS right here. And he did not attack move his troops. Such a huge folly in his part. The force field's going up behind doing almost no good right there, and the army is literally just annihilated by the Hydras. That's the beauty of these Hydralisks, is just how utterly powerful they are, and in one fell swoop, just probably one bad move on his part, he GG's out. And Hydra Mutalisk, this is the first time I've ever really had like a hard Hydra Muta combination that I've used, because realistically speaking, you put a few more Colossus out on the field, unless your positioning is perfect, these Hydras are just so worthless. They just get melted with only 80 health by Colossi. It's just ridiculous, or they're just so vulnerable to High Templars. It's not a unit that I generally like to produce against Protoss, but I thought it was a fun game to bring up to YouTube just because I was in his base, he was in my base, there was a good back and forth, good play between both players. I really enjoyed the game. Thought it was one of the more well-played matches that I'm bringing to you guys, so thank you very much for watching. This is Malikicowtipper signing out.